CityCast Pittsburgh is supported by Fulton Commons. If you're looking for a gorgeous co-working space with lots of light and some truly wonderfully funky decor, check out Fulton Commons on the north side. The historic but very well renovated old school building is deep in the neighborhood by a park, tucked away but still super close to anywhere you want to be. They've got offices and common spaces. It's perfect for organizations or individuals, and they even have a shared food production kitchen on site. So there's lots of food-related events for their members. If this sounds like your dream co-working space, visit fultonpgh.org to request a tour. Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, if you are looking for a yummy place to treat the mom or caretaker in your life, or you just really love a good breakfast sandwich, we are here for you. I'm with CityCast's Mallory Falk and Francesca Dabecco to share some of our favorite brunch and breakfast spots in the city, plus the places that we can't wait to try too. It's Thursday, May 8th. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Hey, Mallory. Hey, Francesca. I guess let's start with the basics. What do you count as brunch here in Pittsburgh?
Ooh.
I mean, I'm just going to give a very basic B millennial answer, which is there needs to be a mimosa option for it to truly count.
Or like a Bloody Mary that doubles as a whole meal. Those are always my favorite.
Did millennials invent the mimosa at brunches? Like, I feel like
absolutely not. No. The fancy ladies of the world have been doing that for a very long time.
It just feels like part of the millennial identity. For me, brunch has to be something where I can sit and stay a while and chit chat with my friends or family. I love a grab and go breakfast sandwich, but for like a true proper brunch, I want to just mosey and relax, have a coffee, and then there's got to be sweet and savory options on the table. Like, I love sharing, getting a savory, getting a sweet. Just there's got to be good carbs involved.
Yeah, fair. I definitely try to bully all my friends into ordering at least one shareable just so like we can all try as much as possible.
That's the joy.
Yeah, like a blueberry pancake for the table.
Yes, that is the spirit. And actually on that note, we will start with a classic that everyone on this call agrees with, Pamela's. They have locations in the Strip District, Mount Lebanon, Oakland, and Shadyside. R.I.P. Squirrel Hill. Got lots of good memories from that one. Pamela's is like a Pittsburgh icon though.
Yeah, and Pamela's, I think, unlike some of these other Pittsburgh institutions like a Permani's sandwich or an Eaton Park cookie, like, I don't think it's just nostalgia that makes it taste good. I think it legitimately tastes good. Like, you didn't have to grow up here to love and appreciate it.
Hot take.
Definitely. I think that it's just one of those classics, like a really great place to bring out-of-towners when they're visiting. Just a really authentic Pittsburgh experience. It kind of feels like you're going back in time, like that nostalgic diner style. And the thin crepe style hotcakes are just so dreamy, like with the lacy edges. They're just so crispy and so good.
And even their omelets are like really similar, like super thin, packed to the gills with toppings, things like that.
We love that.
One of my most formative childhood experiences was like going to the Squirrel Hill Pamela's after a sleepover and getting chocolate chip banana hotcakes.
Oh, that's so cute.
I think it's the single Pittsburgh thing I feel most nostalgic about. But I also really love like the Millvale location of Pamela's. I know it has a slightly different name, but the same menu. Mm-hmm. And that spot is really special because it's inside of this old pharmacy. So, you're not only does it feel like a classic diner, but you like doubly feel like you're stepping back to another era.
Yeah, that's the Lincoln P&G over there in Millvale.
Yeah.
And speaking of that nostalgia, it's also the spot where the Obamas would come every time they would visit in Pittsburgh. In different locations, they have photos of the president eating the hotcakes.
There was in the Squirrel Hill one, there was like a portrait of him, a fancy portrait of him eating the hotcakes.
The sign of approval.
And I believe that the Obamas would have the folks from Pamela's come to the White House for Memorial Day to make and serve those pancakes because they were their favorites. Like, they're not just BSing when they're in Pittsburgh. If you're flying people out, you stand by that recommendation.
I wonder what their order was.
Just check the photos. There's evidence. We'll keep it classic for now, but buffet style. So Zenith on the south side is a favorite of mine, and Grand Concourse in Station Square. Zenith is in a thrift store. It is like chock full of all your grandma's like best decor and tchotchkes and clothing. It is just covered like literally floor to ceiling with plants and old stuff. But the buffet is truly something special because it is like a combo of things like cold noodles, but also like at least a dozen bundt cakes at any given time. Plus you get like an entree that you order off a menu. The dishes, none of them match. Like the flatware doesn't match. It's the coziest spot in Pittsburgh, I think.
We talked about this before we were getting ready to record, but I am utterly ashamed that I've never been there. I've been a vegetarian in Pittsburgh for so long. Mm-hmm. This is so much my vibe. Thrift shop.
It's a vegetarian spot.
Yeah. Thrift shop vibes, grandma vibes. Like, why? What has taken me so long? Okay, I'm running there this weekend.
Yeah, not one to visit in a hurry. I will say it sometimes can take a while to make it through the list. Another one actually for a reservation is Grand Concourse. So this is in a restored old grand train station. Everything in there is gilded.
So pretty.
It was also a functional train station not that long ago. Like my father-in-law literally reported there when he went to go serve in Vietnam.
Wow.
But today it's a stunning event venue and also a pricey one. But it's got a restaurant that operates on the first floor, kind of in the front, the Gandy Dancer. But on Sundays, the whole thing becomes this really extravagant breakfast buffet, like one of the biggest ones that I have ever seen. So it's $45 for all you can eat. You pay a little extra for bevies, but you have to make a reservation for this thing. It's unreal. Like there's stations for like everything from carved meats to donuts. Like it's so much food.
I've got to be honest, like this feels like such a fancy Pittsburgh rite of passage, but I have not been able to do a buffet since COVID. So I don't know if I'm ever going to get to experience this one.
Yeah, it's definitely different. But I remember like when they first started offering this again, like when it came back after the pandemic and thinking like, oh, okay, I think we've crossed a line of demarcation, at least for some people in Pittsburgh, that the Grand Concourse thinks this is a viable like option again.
I'm a little silent over here because, again, like, feel free to take my Pittsburgh card because I've not been here and I don't know why I've missed out on this like essential Pittsburgh experience. I'm looking at photos. Like, it's so pretty inside. It reminds me of like kind of something you'd see in Europe or something. It's just so pretty. I got to get there. Megan, if you say so, if you say $45 is worth the while for buffet brunch, I'm there.
I actually think it's worth, I mean, it's definitely a splurge, right? But like if you have like a family occasion or something and you want to like do the thing, I think it's totally worth the experience.
Go hungry.
Plus, you just like slide a little extra in your purse for the way home.
I love that.
So we'll talk about a few that are newer on the scene. Mallory, Francesca, what are y'all loving?
So one spot I really love, both for the food and for the atmosphere, is the Speckled Egg. I'm thinking specifically about their downtown location, although they're in the South Side too, because they're inside of the Union Trust building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess similar maybe to Grand Concourse, you get to go inside this very like beautiful, regal-looking space, and then you kind of sit in the lobby and have brunch, which I love. You look up at this like Tiffany-inspired stained glass dome. It just feels, again, like you're kind of transported to this different era, and then you've got some really tasty brunch.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. They also have a location in the Southside Works, and I've been there a few times, and I especially like it because it's a collaboration space with Commonplace Coffee. If you guys listen or read the newsletter, you know I'm a big fan. Can't get me enough Commonplace Coffee. And so they always have like different coffee specials there. There's like one half of the restaurant is the coffee bar. And I have gotten their breakfast sandwich on an onion poppy seed bun. It's so good. I'm a bit of a breakfast sandwich fiend. I've tried to find all of my favorite vegetarian breakfast sandwiches in Pittsburgh. So you'll hear me talk a lot about that as we're talking about brunches.
And I think they do have a really nice, just sort of like classic, but with a twist kind of brunch menu. I really like their shakshuka. They also have buttermilk poppy seed pancakes that I love because anything with poppy seed, I'm there. They have a pretty extensive menu, which I appreciate. Another spot that I really love is Scratch & Co. in Troy Hill.
Yes.
I feel like it's very cozy. It's also got some of that mismatched decor vibe going on that I like for brunch.
Yeah, I love Scratch for their dinners, but their brunches are great. Yeah, like the mismatch vibe, Mallory. The last time I got a coffee there, it came in like a vintage Heinz mug and it had like this little like old-fashioned girl with her jar of pickles. Like it was so cute. um, but they have like, different salt and pepper shakers and stuff. It's really cute. If you haven't been, go there. But I think that you cannot go wrong with their bagel sandwiches or just their bagels and schmears. And you should not skip the smashed potatoes. Just order it for the table. Like definitely share that. And then they have really fun shrub drinks. So that's like a sparkling type of beverage with like interesting flavors. They have lime, Honeycrisp apple, tomato, and sweet onion. I haven't gotten the sweet onion yet, but I'm very curious. And they have great cocktails too. So whatever you're looking for, they got it.
I'll probably reveal myself here as just like if shakshuka's on the menu, that's what I get. I already mentioned it once. And I especially love the shakshuka at Scratch & Co. That's actually the only brunch item I've had so far. So I should expand out from there, but it's really good.
So shakshuka is your breakfast sandwich to me.
I'll throw it out to Mediterra. So there's one in Mount Lebanon, Lawrenceville, Sewickley, and brand new, like the Seven Field Cranberry area. Personally, I think everything is great because it's like one of those where you walk in and there's like all kinds of stuff in the cases. So you can get like an item there. They do pizza and things like that you can get. And then they also have like a whole menu. So you can get like a huge breakfast sandwich, for example, or like baked things. But I will be honest, I have not had a lot of the savory options because I cannot stop ordering the French toast. It's just an enormous stack of bread with always like some kind of seasonal fruit on it and homemade whipped cream. It's so good. Like I can't order anything else.
I haven't had that there. So Megan, we got to go. You'll get the French toast. We'll split it and then you get a savory option.
I will try a savory option for once. Yes.
Yes. Mallory, FYI, my partner always gets the shakshuka at Mediterra and loves it.
But isn't Mediterra's whole thing bread?
Yeah, well, you get bread to eat it with. It's great.
That's true. I guess you just dip the bread on in there.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
They are also a full service bakery. They'll slice for you too. So you can get like all manner of things. The cheese options in there actually are worth shouting out. Like they always have like a cooler full of just different artisanal cheeses.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Like little bitty cards with staff recommendations about like how to serve it.
Yeah, and you should definitely, this is one of the places you should get a sweet treat for the table. Every time I go, I always get like one of their specialty cruffin or croissants to split with my partner. Again, I'm a broken record with this, but I get the breakfast sandwich and I love it because it's on their homemade English muffin. It's such a good English muffin. And they put this Sicilian pesto on the sandwich. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So yeah, I guess we got to go and we got to just switch it up a little bit. We'll do a little musical chairs.
How about we just all order what we love and then rotate one to the right?
Just turn it. We need like a lazy Susan. Just turn it around.
Well, one more spot that we've all been to together that I really like is Sally Ann's downtown. And I like this spot mostly for the like outdoor seating downtown. I feel like so many of these restaurants have like packed up their sidewalk seating as we've gotten further out from COVID, but it's still going strong at Sally Ann's. And I really like being able to like sit and people watch while having like a nice egg dish.
And you never forget that you're in Pittsburgh sitting there kind of on that street there because like you are right beside one of our bridges. Like you're really in the elements like in a good way. And always under like a cute like kitschy umbrella. The mocktails and cocktails are also just excellent.
It's so cheerful in there too. Like the colors, I think the umbrellas are like a bright yellow. It just feels so happy. Everything that you want out of a brunch. And they also have a pretty cool coffee bar that has like, I want to call these dessert coffees because they have flavors like hazelnut creme brulee or a Fruit Loops latte.
When we went together, I got this. I was very pregnant. And I think that's like the only, like normally something like a Fruit Loops latte would not sound appealing to me. But in that moment, I needed it. And it was great.
Well, I'm so glad that you got it and it satisfied your craving and you can attest to it.
Today's show is supported by Liberty Magic, presenting Joshua J. in the upcoming show Making Magic. You can check it all out through June 7th. You know, magicians don't usually reveal their secrets. It's sort of the thing. But Joshua takes his audience behind the curtain so you can actually see how the tricks get developed. He's bringing new magic to his debut at Liberty Magic here in Pittsburgh, and he's going to be dazzling us by blending storytelling with sleight of hand. You might have actually seen him before. He designed illusions for Game of Thrones. He's made appearances on late night TV. He's even actually fooled the experts, Penn and Teller. So if you are feeling truly adventurous, you want to get up close, try to figure out the tricks for yourself, you can upgrade your ticket to the Skeleton VIP experience. You get closer to the stage and a post-show meet and greet. Liberty Magic's shows truly offer you a one-of-a-kind experience, super easy to access, but hard to forget. Get your tickets at trustarts.org/magic before they disappear. Today's show is brought to you by Aura Home. This Mother's Day, don't just tell the moms in your life how much you love them. Share what's going on in your world in a way that can stick with them for years to come. I've got a cousin. She is older than me, kind of an aunt, really, and we haven't lived in the same city in almost 20 years, but I want her to know me and the family that I have found here in Pittsburgh. So she got an Aura frame a while back, and it has fully changed how we talk to each other. So I send her frame pictures of my kid, who she's only met in person like 2 or 3 times, but she knows exactly when he took his first step, what color his favorite cars are, and that when he is up to something, he looks exactly like our grandfather. It keeps us connected in this really special way, and I'm so grateful for it because it has nothing to do with social media. Aura's Carver frame was Wirecutter's #1 pick for a digital photo frame, and you've probably seen it in a bunch of other gift guides. So if you have not gotten one yet, now is the time, because Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners to this show can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's Aura, A-U-R-A, frames.com, promo code CityCast. Please support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, so on to each of our personal favorites. One spot that I really love here is Lola's in Lawrenceville. Another one that feels very kitschy. I guess just like give me a place with a little bit of kitsch and I'm going to love it. But they also have a lot of Filipino items on the menu, which is great. My partner is someone who's like very not into breakfast foods, and so sometimes it can be hard to get brunch. And this is a good spot for us because one of their brunch items is adobo fried rice, which is, you know, not super breakfasty. It's really tasty. I have my eyes on the ube cinnamon roll. I definitely need to try that at some point. And then I also love that one of their drink options is a Yinzer Michelada made with icy light. That's just perfect. And I love the just like combination of cultures we've got going on at Lola's.
Again, another one on my list. I clearly need to get out for brunch more.
I haven't been to Lola's either, so we can go there together, Francesca.
Yes, please. So a place that I tried recently that I'm just like wanting to tell everyone about is Anthos Bakery and Cafe in Castle Shannon. It's right there on the T line. So if you take the T, you can just hop off and get your brunch. It's very Mediterranean inspired. They have a amazing selection of baked goods. I tried their French toast that was made out of their signature sweet Easter bread, and it was served with homemade fig syrup, preserved sour cherries, and whipped cream with pistachios on top. I'm telling you, I have not had a French toast this heavenly. And my partner got the croque madame with rosemary ham and Gruyere cheese made on a sourdough. Everything on the menu looked incredible, and I think it really had really interesting twists on all of the classic breakfast brunch dishes that we all look for. So definitely, if you're in the South Hills, go check it out.
So I'll swing us up and over to Bellevue. One that I love is Revival on Lincoln. So first of all, just the location and its history is worth a shout out. It is a former funeral home on the main drag there. I remember driving by this before the current owners took it over, and it was like it had 2 twin trees in the front, and it was just covered. It looked like a haunted house, honestly. They cut the trees down, carved them into these ornate eagles that
they're birds.
No, sit out front. They decorate them sometimes in the winter months. But this place can really be as like fancy or as casual as you want it to be. The menu changes a lot. They do a bunch of special themes for holidays and things. So they're one to check their website, get on the mailing list, because like everything about it is just like super fun. Also great for an event. They have a bar area and a patio and a carriage house and a whole upstairs. It's just like super fun. And I feel like the experience I have is different based on where I'm sitting every single time. And that's in addition to like really delicious food.
I love that. I just love the reinvention of the old funeral home too. That's so cool.
We have so many gorgeous funeral homes and I just kind of like love the like reinvention of it all. Like good on them.
Yeah.
So my next recommendation is not in quite as historic a spot, but I really like the brunch at Point Bruges and Point Breeze. I also love the brunch at Park Bruges in Highland Park, RIP. But Point Bruges, it's just this really nice neighborhood spot. I really like the smoked salmon breakfast sandwich there. And they also, I think they're most well known for their mussels, and the mussels are on their brunch menu. So if you're not really like a pancake or egg kind of person, you can just order some mussels for brunch.
I am absolutely a pancake and eggs kind of person, and I will still get those mussels for lunch. They are so good. My RIP is North Bruges. So, I mean, at least there's still somewhere for us to go to get our fix.
You can have it both ways. There are no rules for brunch. Bringing us back over to the north side, I love Wise County biscuits. It's in Allegheny West. It's right there in the middle of all the cool row houses. And it has this like hearty country style menu, stuff that your grandma would make, like buttermilk biscuits and gravy, like egg sandwiches your way, like you decide what you want on it. They've got grits. And then their pancakes, they call them Johnny cakes, and they're a cornmeal style pancake, and they serve it with black walnuts and sweet buttermilk cream. Oh my goodness. Like I could just go walk over to the park and pass out after that one.
I've heard such good things about this place. This is like number one on my list to hit up.
I'm scared as a native Southerner. The idea of like paying someone for biscuits when like I grew up on them feels very foreign to me, but I'm open. I'll keep an open mind.
That's so fair, Megan. That's fair. The vibes are very fun anyways. Like they've got a couch, they've got tables and chairs. There's like this beautiful old quilt on the wall. Like just go for the vibes, check it out.
Okay.
But no one's going to hate you if you don't like the biscuits. You're a Southerner at heart. We understand.
It's possible. There are a couple of establishments here in Pittsburgh where I will absolutely house a biscuit. So it can be done.
Well, let's move on to places that we haven't made it to yet, but we are really excited to try.
So one on my list is Margot in East Liberty. It looks so classy and chic inside, like a really cool bar top, just like high ceilings. But of course, I am still going to go with my casual breakfast option. I have my eyes on their breakfast sandwich. It's made on their house biscuit with a fried egg and fontina cheese, with arugula and pepper jelly. I would like to pair that with a rosemary latte, please. And thank you.
More biscuits here. We're
Place
ready.
in your order right now.
Yeah, honestly.
Margot, get ready.
Another one that I think was on a few of our lists is Square. Also there in East Liberty. I was there years ago and I loved it, but I have not been back in a long time. The menu might not even be the same. I need to check them out.
I used to go to Square back when it was in Regent Square, and it was like this tiny, intimate space, and now it's humongous. I do really like their menu, and my favorite part of Square actually is they have this like large rooftop area where you can dine. So when it's nice out, you got like this nice view of the city and get to be outdoors. And I feel like there aren't that many rooftop spots in Pittsburgh, especially once you're outside of downtown. So I think that is something that makes it pretty special.
And especially not for breakfast, too.
Yeah,
definitely.
That just seems like such a vibe. I've got my eyes on their Eggs Benedict. They serve it with sourdough, and it has mushrooms and caramelized onions. That just sounds so heavenly to me.
I would highly recommend their Brussels sprouts hash. It's like Brussels sprouts served on cheesy grits with an egg. It comes with bacon. You can get it without the bacon. That's my favorite dish on their menu.
Actually, okay, I'm looking it up now. They still have the thing I loved and got all the time back in the day, protein pancakes, which I know like pancakes are probably not the thing you need to order if you're worried about your protein intake, but they were legitimately so delicious, like so good.
Protein pancake sounds like what someone gets after they've done CrossFit and they want to go out for brunch.
That's fine.
And that might be why I was going there and getting them, Mallory. So don't call me out like that. But they were really, really good. Like, and they actually had like a lot of protein, if that's a thing you care about.
Oh, park me on that rooftop. I'm there.
What else is on our list?
Well, Cafe Moulin in Shadyside is one that I haven't tried. And I don't always go for crepes, but this is the place that I would want to try them. Like Paris and Pittsburgh vibes. Get some sweet crepes, some savory crepes, and, just spend a day just moseying in Shadyside. It sounds like a nice brunch.
One spot that I definitely want to try is Khalil's. That's on Baum Boulevard, kind of on that like Bloomfield, Oakland line.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten dinner there before. They have Syrian cuisine. Their food is phenomenal. But for brunch on Sundays, they have a 3-course prefix that looks really phenomenal. The food options include a falafel waffle.
That's just fun to say.
I love that.
Fun to say, sounds divine. And then also for a drink, I'm definitely going to go for the Arabic coffee with cardamom, vodka, and almond milk.
Whoa.
Sounds so decadent. And then also you can order a baklava sundae or a baklava sundae drizzled with chocolate whiskey.
Wow.
This is my dream dish. I need to get there as soon as possible.
I had no idea they did brunch. This is new and useful information. Thank you for sharing, Mallory.
Of course.
I'll actually add a few kind of to that same vein of like, I've been there for dinner, but I have not tried them for breakfast. And I kind of want to now that I've like been looking into like best brunch spots, So Ritual House in downtown, The Commoner also downtown, and Dianoia's over in the Strip District. So Ritual House and The Commoner are both like elevated classics. Like if you look at the menu, some interesting cocktails for sure. Ritual House, of course, like kind of known for being a little like outside the box in terms of like how they present dishes on the plate and some of their pastry items and stuff.
Isn't that where we got an elevated strawberry pretzel salad?
Yes,
It
we
is,
had dessert. Yes.
But there was no Jell-O. Like the strawberries were like a layered dish that looked like shiny, glossy strawberries. It was phenomenal.
Yes.
And then Dianoia's, of course, like another one that always has like a holiday special. So check their website. But they just have like a lot of Italian spins on brunch classics, like a caprese omelet or porchetta eggs Benedict. But there's also something on the menu called an Italian stallion, which sounds like a stomach ache. I'm not going to lie, but it makes me laugh so much. I love it. I love a sense of humor on a menu.
Well, sticking with the I can vouch for their dinner now, I've got to try their brunch theme. Another spot on my list is El Sabor Latin Kitchen in Bloomfield. Their chili rellenos are incredible.
Really? I've been looking for a good one in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I really like them. And they have a brunch menu that looks great. Classics like huevos rancheros. And they have a frozen cilantro margarita, which is definitely how I would like to kick off a warm weekend in Pittsburgh. So I definitely need to make it there for brunch and not just dinner.
I also have one on my list that I have been to but haven't tried their brunch goodies. So Panaderia Jasmine in Mount Lebanon, they are a Mexican bakery, and they used to have this teeny tiny small spot on Beverly Road, but they have since moved to a new location, and they have a full sit-down cafe, and they have just the most incredible drool-worthy looking menu. One thing that looked good to me was the pambazo. It's this bread dipped and fried in a red guajillo pepper sauce, and then that's on a sandwich. Oh my goodness, that sounds so good. And then their classic pastry that they have is this concha bread. It's like shaped like a seashell, and they make that into French toast. So a little bit of sweet and savory. I'm here for it.
Their enchiladas also look really good. They're on my list as well.
Well, if you've got any ideas, if you have a favorite brunch spot that we missed and you want to make sure it gets a shout out, give us a call. Our number is 412-212-8893.
And as always, we have all of our food coverage on the website, pittsburgh.citycast.fm. Get all of these tasty recommendations there.
That is all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. We will be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. We'll talk to you soon.
Don't come for me for mayonnaise.